Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Sarah with the Adventure Squad, and today I'm bringing you a fun little game from Allplay called Oddland. Now, this game is for 1 to 5 players, ages 11 plus, and takes about 30 minutes to play. In this game, we're going to be playing map tiles and creating a large terrain area in the middle of the table. We're going to be placing our fun little creatures out in the different terrains and scoring points at the end of the game. The fun part about this game is that these animal species that we're placing are actually crosses between two different animals. So those cute new animals that we're playing with make it really fun. While this is a small box game, it does require a little bit of strategy because you're trying to score points based on the different terrains and where your species are located on the map. I'm going to be walking you through the components, setup, gameplay, and endgame scoring. With that, let's jump on in and show you how to play Oddland. Let's start with an overview of the components. First, we have our 6 species cards here down at the bottom, and on each card it explains the scoring that occurs at the end of the game for each of the species. All of the species cards have an A side and a B side, so you can choose to start by playing all of the A side of the cards for your first game or your first couple games, and then you can try the B sides if you want, or you can even mix and match using A and B sides. Now the base game comes with punch-outs of each of these species and each of the player colors, so you can punch out all of these different species tiles, but we actually got an upgrade and we got these little tokens here. So they're actual little tokens that can stand as you play them. This is one set of species tokens, and there's a set of tokens for each player color. So we have white, blue, this orangish brown color, green, and red. The base game comes with 6 different species, but as I said, we ordered some extra stuff and we ended up getting an expansion which includes several new species. Next we have our map tiles, and each map tile has different terrains on it. So we have forests, shores, water, and mountains. Each map tile can have a different combinations of these different terrains. Over here we have our scorecard. And this is the base game side, and if we flip it over, there's actually a side for the expansion. So our added species that we have when we play with that expansion can be scored down here at the bottom. We have a dry erase marker to use on our scoreboard, and this one actually does have an eraser on it, which is nice. We do have some games that have markers that do not have an eraser on them, so you have to use a paper towel or something to erase after you're done with the game, but this actually comes with an eraser, so that's nice. And lastly, we have our player aids. These are double-sided, so I have both sides laid out here so they're easy to see. So it talks about things that you do on your turn, and then it gives examples of territories. And if you're someone who enjoys playing games solo, it does come with a solo rule set. So we have a card specifically for the solo rules, and on the back side of this card are the solo rankings, so you can see how you're doing as you play the game. Setup for this game is super easy. Each player is going to take the species set with their color and take a player aid. Our species cards will be out on the table where everyone can see them. We're going to decide which side we want our animal species cards to be on, so we could do all A, all B, a combination, or just shuffle them and flip them randomly. We're going to shuffle our map cards deck and deal 2 to each player. Then we're going to deal 2 face-up cards and have them in the middle of the table. In this game, players are going to build a shared map using these map tiles. We're going to be playing our species tokens and marking different territories on this map that we build. As I already mentioned, our map tiles include several different terrains. These terrains are going to become territories, and that's what we're going to be using for scoring later on. So just to give you a quick example, these 2 water terrain tiles here, that is going to be a territory of 2. This mountain terrain here is a territory of 1. So as we play tiles, we're going to be looking at expanding these different territories. Let's get into player turns. Players take turns in clockwise order, and each turn has 3 steps. First, we play a map card. Then we place one of our species tokens on the map. And lastly, we draw another map card to bring our hand back up to 2. Let's jump into playing map cards. So we are going to be choosing one of our 2 map tiles to add to our ever-growing map. A couple of rules to remember when placing map tiles is that first, it must share at least 1 space with an existing tile. So the tile you play has to be orthogonally adjacent or sharing a side with an already placed tile. I can't just play this out here not touching anything. You have to be touching at least 1 side or 1 tile. You also would not be able to play off of a corner like this. It has to share a side. You may cover up to 2 empty spaces on your map. So if I wanted to expand this water area, I would be able to play this tile like this because I'm covering up 2 empty spaces. So spaces on our map that do not have any tokens on them. If, for instance, there was already a token on one of these spaces, I would not be able to cover up that token. I would have to play it either next to it or somewhere else. You cannot cover up tokens. So let's say I wanted to cover up this and expand this water area. I can do that. I can cover up to 2 squares as long as there's no tokens on them. Next, I have to place one of my species, and I have to place one on the tile that I just played, so one of these 4 squares. So I'm going to play this guy here. After I play my tile and play one of my species, then I draw another card and add it to my hand to bring my hand back up to 2. Play proceeds in clockwise order. The next player looks at their cards and chooses 1 card to play. Then they pick a species that they play on the card that they just played. After playing their tile and their species token, they draw another card and bring their hand back up to 2. The game ends when all players have placed all of their species tokens. Once that occurs, we go to final scoring. A couple of things to remember: you must play a species token on every turn. If you can't legally play a species token somewhere on the map, you must move the map tile that you were going to play somewhere else or choose your other map tile to play. You can place any species token on any terrain type, even if it's going to score 0 points at the end of the game. Again, tiles must be adjacent and share a side. They can't just share a corner. Some of the scoring cards might include the term surrounding spaces in the scoring, and when it refers to surrounding spaces, it also includes the space that the species is on. For example, for this species, it says we get 3 points per surrounding mountain, and it also counts its own space. So surrounding would be the tile that it's on, as well as all of the surrounding tiles, including the corners. You also cannot play a species in a territory that already has a species in it. So if I have this guy here in this sandy area, I can't expand that and then play this guy on this tile here, because this expands this sandy territory and we already have a species in there, so I would not be able to play this here. Let's go through scoring. We're going to go down our scoreboard here and score each of the different species. First is flora. On the A side, flora doesn't have any scoring. On the back side, it does, but on the A side, it does not. Flora for the A side is used for blocking other players and trying to interrupt what they are doing on their turns. So since we're scoring on the A sides of these cards, we'll just go ahead and put a slash in here Next, we have Grizzleep. So Grizzleep are these blue mountain goat guys. So let's find the green one, and he is over here. We get 3 points for surrounding mountains, and the space that it's on counts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mountains surrounding this guy. So we would get 15 points. White's Grizzleep is over here, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, so they would also get 15 points. Next, we have Pangaroo. For Pangaroos, we get 4 points per species in row or column, whichever has fewer, and it does count itself. So we look and see how many species are in the row and column that our Pangaroo is in. So green's Pangaroo is right here, so we have 1, 2, 3 in this column, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the row. So we go with whichever has fewer, so 3 times 4 is 12. White's Pangaroo is in the same row, and it also has 3 in its column. So again, we would get 12 points for white. We are just neck and neck here in this game. Next, we have Begator. For Begators, we get 2 points per space in neighboring water territories. So green's Begator is up here, and we have this water here that we are neighboring. So we count how many spaces are in this water group. We get 2 points per space. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So that's 14 points. And White's Begator is right here, and it's the same again because we have this same neighboring water spaces. Next, we have Owloose. So we get 2 points per forest in all diagonal directions, and its own space counts. So green's Owloose is right here. So we look for any diagonal forests from him. So we have 1, 2, and that one doesn't count. So it looks like we just have 2 for this guy, so that's 4 points. And White's Owloose is right here, and he actually has a couple. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and 5. So that's 10 points. And lastly, we have Pidgeorse. We get 2 points per shore in territory. So we look for our Pidgeorses, which is, where are they? Over here and up there. And we get 2 points for each shore in the territory. So this guy gets 1 for green, so that's 2 points. And white has 1, 2, 3, 4 for 8 points. Then we just go ahead and add these scores together, and that's going to be our total score. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. So again, the player aids include how to take your turn. So it talks about playing map cards, playing species tokens, and then making sure we draw our map card to bring our hand back up to 2. And then on the back side, it gives examples of territories. Now, the only thing we wish is that maybe on this territory side, this is fairly easy to figure out once you know how to play the game. And really, the turn structure is as well. But we really wish that there would have been a player aid for the different scoring options. So having a list of each of the species and the scoring options for them, it just would make it a little bit easier instead of having to reference these cards that are off to the side. Everyone can still view them while you're playing, but it would make it a little bit easier if you had them right in front of you on, say, a player aid. While this is a small box game, it does take a little strategy, and it is somewhat of an area control game, since there can only be one species in each territory. This game is super easy to set up, pretty easy to learn, and the hardest part of this game is just remembering how each species scores at the end of the game. As I mentioned, it would be nice to have little player aids for the different scoring at the end of the game for the different species, but you do have those big cards out there that you can reference when needed. This is definitely a cute and fun game to add to your next game night, and with the play length being about 30 minutes, you can either play a couple games and play it for a while, or you can choose to play one or two and still have time to play those bigger box games. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Adventure Squad down below. Let me know in the comments what your favorite cross species of animals was. I think they're all pretty cool, and just the artwork on the box is really cool. As you can see, all the different animals on there, they're just so cool with the different cross species. Let me know in the comments what one is your favorite down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, get your game on.